And as soon as we hit a little bit of snow, right away we have a crash. I was driving and thinking at first that it showed 3 minutes, then 4, then 5, now it's plus 16, the delay, and it's all shut down. Actually, there was a sign, electronic sign says exit 66, mile marker 66, I-94 is shut down. I was doing so well. I only have 141 kilometers, so 90 miles to go to Porter, Indiana. And I started driving 8 o'clock today, so today is Thursday, because they, you know, my next load, this big tunnel machine I'm loading, I was supposed to load Monday, and then they called me yesterday as I was still driving with that Cat 336. They said, oh, the customer is wondering, can you load Friday? I'm like, holy macro, I just, you know, I'm still on the load. I wanted to take a couple of days off. And that's what happens when you book 2 loads at once, right? So I booked that 336 and I bought this tunnel boring machine, and something always happens. It creates too much stress. But anyway, so they made me leave this morning with the idea of me loading tomorrow.
That accident before or after the Madawan accident?
Main Street, I guess that's what he's asking. That accident before or after Main Street?
Is it before the Madawan exit or after?
Nobody knows. Yeah, I thought I would be there. I was supposed to be there at 4:30. No, wait. Time now was 4:47. Oh yeah, because Indiana is 1 hour behind Central Time. And why I'm stopping in yeah, looks like it's just east of Main Street exit. But I guess he's trying to see if he can take that. Hello, Sergey. This freaking Google lower power mode.
15-20 minutes, man, because I've had my radio on since I left the 60 where I live. Yeah, I got on back to Galesburg and didn't hear a word. I had to hop off on either 131 or on 9th Street going around it. Yeah.
Well, the red is right here, and then it stops, so the accident must be somewhere right here. And of course, the more we sit here next to some grape fields, the weather can get worse, because the signs I passed, the signs said, the signs I saw, they said, hold on, they said winter advisory. Winter advisory from 4 to 7. To 7 p.m. and then those guys, right, the customer over there, they were saying the weekend, they said it's going to be Monday is going to be very cold and lots of snow. And then when they told me that yesterday, I went to a hotel for one night just to take a shower and, you know, just rest and sleep. Okay, do want to sleep in the truck, and I tuned to the Weather Channel, and they were saying all hell is breaking loose Thursday, Friday. So I'm not sure how they're gonna load me. I'll check out this guy. What's he doing? Nothing, just driving on the shoulder. Maybe I can follow him. No, people would get upset, you know, when a guy with flashing lights does that, that's fine. But as soon as a regular truck tries to do that, right away there's cops out of nowhere. But basically, I was saying on the radio that somebody crashed probably more than one vehicle, and they're saying they're blocking both lanes. And sometimes that's what you have to deal with, you know, as a trucker. But I gotta do the inspection, right? I cannot use this Jeep without a valid inspection sticker. And that's, you know, the Jeep now is on the trailer, everything is good. But I talked to the service shop at TA in Porter, and I said, can you guys do a regular inspection? And they said, what do you mean regular? I said, well, non-Landstar, because they always get scared, you know, when you mention a DOT inspection, because Landstar is so strict, right? And they make these shops send their mechanics for some special secret certification, like initiation, you know, like a Dark Knights kind of like thing. So let's say if they have 3 mechanics on duty.
Well, Son, you got a salt truck moving real slow coming up the right shoulder here.
That guy has a good eye. Good eye. If he notices the snowplow with all flashing lights, good for him. He's qualified to drive a semi. So yeah, what I noticed, because I was with Landstar, right? And I remember it was sometimes quite a challenge. You know, you show up somewhere like a TA or pilot, you know, any facility that has a service shop, and you say, hey, I'm a Landstar guy, can I get a DOT done? Because Landstar insists on drivers doing this every 3 months, even though by law it's required once a year. But this way, basically why they do it is that this way the safety bureaucrats at Landstar has more paperwork to play with, right? If you do the inspection only once, you have one set of documents pertaining to that inspection, right? That gets boring pretty fast. But if you do it every quarter, now you have 4 sets of inspections, and it's always something goes wrong with the truck, right? So people have something to do, and that's why they have a big staff of safety advisors that constantly monitor your logs, you know, when you're a BCO, owner operator. But yeah, so I would show up somewhere and I would say, hey, can you do a DOT? And the first question they would say, what the heck? Tow truck. So I think now things are gonna be moving. Well, they had no tow trucks. This thing happened like 2 hours ago, and only now they're getting a tow truck. I hope they're not gonna do investigation. That's like the worst thing, you know, when police has to do investigation of the accident, and then they closed down the highway for 4 hours because they don't care. They need to measure everything, you know, do fingerprinting, take air smell samples, you know. Well, of course I'm kidding. No, but actually, yeah, it does take very long. If they have to do first the highway can be shut down for the accident, then they might tow this.
I got a record coming up with the left-hand shoulder.
See, I'm telling you, this guy is good. He notices things almost immediately. Can I please finish my thought? I was trying to say that when I was a Landstar, if I show up at a shop and I say, can we get a DOT inspection? The first thing they ask you is, are you a Landstar or not? If you say you're a Landstar, they say, well, only one mechanic is qualified. But if you want a regular inspection, like what I need now, is they say, oh, anybody can do it, you know. I think we started moving a little bit, but the wrecker is still there. Well, let me just move 10 feet forward. So that's what I'm looking at that. And it's 4:57. So almost 5 o'clock, so I know it's gonna get dark in 30 minutes. That's darkness and snow do not mix. I don't like driving after dark, period, but especially when it's snowing. Other than that, not much going on. And check this out. On the opposite side, there's very little traffic. Maybe they blocked that side as well. Sometimes when the accident happens, you know, maybe it's spilled over into the median, and then they stop traffic over there as well. Well, the good news is that this is the first time this winter.
Record number 2 on its way up the left side.
This is the first time. I guess it's record number 2. Okay, where's the record? There you go. All right, now we're talking. So we have 2 wreckers. This one is a Pete 379 or 389. I think the first one was Peterbilt as well. So unless, I hope they don't break down, right? So Peterbilt is not very reliable, as we all know. So I hope they don't break down, and then one of them has to tow the other guy. Now, I would feel better if the tow trucks were K-Whoppers, you know. We moved a little bit, but it's 5:25 now. So 2 wreckers went by, then one small wrecker, like a pickup wrecker, and 1 cop. So I read the news on Google. I watched a couple of YouTube videos. I read some camera reviews. Not much to do. and the snow, it's getting worse and then it's getting better. So now it's not too bad, but yeah, the highway is covered. All I gotta do today is reach Porter, Indiana, 147 kilometers away, which is roughly what, 60 and 25, 85, probably 87, 88 miles. Oh, actually, the accident happened at mile marker 66, which means that we are 66 miles away from the Indiana line, right? And then that Porter, I think it's mile marker 26, and when you enter Indiana, miles start at, I think, 47. So that means that it's about 20 miles. For once I cross into Indiana, it's about 20 miles. So yeah, 66 here to Indiana line, and then 20 miles over there. Oh boy. So even in good weather, I would need, driving 60 miles an hour, I would need 1 hour and 20 minutes. Boy, I hope they will still have somebody to do my inspection, because one bad thing that happens with all these service shops is that, you know, at night they have a reduced staff of mechanics, and road calls always take priority. So let's say they have one mechanic for the night, and then there's an accident somewhere, which with this weather it would not surprise me if it happened. Then you're gonna be sitting there for 3 hours waiting for that mechanic to come back. Almost 6 o'clock. We're still sitting, and it's pretty entertaining. That's the only time I turn on my CB, is when we have an accident, because then you know what's going on, because some of the guys are closer, and you can learn a lot about real trucking life from listening to CB. One guy says, I'm 44 miles away from my parking location, and I was supposed to park there and go home till Monday, and he said, I've been stuck in this for 1.5 hours, and my e-lock switched to on duty, and he says, I have 44 miles to go, but my 14-hour clock pretty much will put him out of service soon, I guess, because he started probably 14-hour clock. It's 6 p.m. now. For him to go over his 14-hour clock, that means that he started driving at like 4 in the morning, or started his shift at 4 in the morning, right? Then 6 is 14, and he says he has like 20 minutes left. Yeah, so the poor guy started working like at 4:30. But why are you on duty? I don't understand. Like, it's kind of like a gray area, but if you want to be on duty, we're not moving, right? Like, technically I can go in the sleeper, right? I can go in the sleeper and I can put myself in the sleeper. I don't have to be behind the wheel, because I can just monitor the CB, and then I look through the window. Hey, we're not moving, like, you know. So I'm pretty sure that would be illegal, because what if you're stuck for 2 days, right? Let's say there's a snowstorm, you're stuck for 2 days, like sometimes it happens. The entire freeway is blocked. What, you're gonna still show yourself on duty and then complain on the CB that you don't have any hours left? Well, we stopped. I went to the sleeper for a few moments, and because I needed to change the card on my oh, there's more and more. What is it? Oh, that's snowplow. Like there's 3 snowplows passed, because they say the accident is there's some kind of a bridge. See, the other side is moving, but we're just stuck. And what they're saying is that there's a bunch of, it's not just one truck, one car. They're saying it's like, I don't know, 3 semis, 6 cars. So it's a mess. All right, let's continue listening for a couple of minutes. But I gotta warn you that people on the radio, this is unfiltered, real life channel 19. So don't be upset if somebody starts saying bad words. Like one guy says, "Hey, I got coffee in the truck. I can give coffee to somebody." And the other guy says, "Oh, I want something stronger in mine." And the first guy says, "Where are you?" Like he was ready to go out and what, give him coffee with some booze in it, like we're behind the steering wheels of our trucks. And I'm off all alcohol until the last day of February. Oh, and I want to thank all people who were.
Yeah, there was 2 semis in the left ditch, and they were hooking up to one that had a little crunch on its front bumper. That's all I was able to see, because I was mostly driving when I went by there instead of gawking. They get done for a nap mode, so.
So this guy is going east, because we're heading west towards Chicago. So you see these guys, what's cool is that, you know, we're asking those guys, what do you see in the ahead, right? Because they're coming from that direction.
Parked partly in the right lane at the 68 over 8 eastbound. You don't want to left that left lane. You want to get in that left lane.
So we have to be in the left lane, I guess.
He's pulling off the shoulder now. Never mind. Never mind, drivers. Truck him up. Let's go.
So it looks like.
Yeah, there's about 4 or 5 of them. It's been a while, yeah. Now you got 1, 2, there's about 3 of them that was still up. You got 2 of them still around. Don't look like they're going to need no help getting out of there, though.
So 3 trucks, a bunch of cars. But yeah, it's 6 p.m. But it's still not dark. Like, it's dark on this side, but then I look over there. It's because this guy is blocking all my light. And we are near Kalamazoo. So let's see. Sunset time, Kalamazoo, Michigan.
In Kalamazoo today, sunset is at 6:01 p.m.
Not much time left. It's 5:59 now. Well, actually, more accurate is my tablet. 5:57. So we have 4 minutes left of daylight, and then 30 minutes after that, it'll be, you know, semi-darkness. So it would be really cool if we can start moving before a complete darkness falls. That's my only request. So we started moving at 6:28 p.m.
There's a 13-minute slowdown caused by a crash in 800 meters.
Google is telling me about the crash in 800 meters. That's cute. If that's the crash I've been sitting in for 2 hours, or is it a different crash? Now if it's really moving, it'll take forever, you know. Imagine all this traffic to pick up speed. And actually over here I see Google shows that amber's yellow, and actually ahead of me it's all red, pretty much blocked traffic. And then I don't know, 20 miles ahead it's all amber, which means very slow traffic. And everybody was on the radio was saying, you'll be okay once you get out of Kalamazoo, because this whole area for some reason just got hammered with snow. Yeah, see, it's all, I'm still in the red, and over there it's amber, 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 and then slowly it improves once the 94 starts going south. That's where, so basically it'll probably take me an hour to get out of this slow traffic into free-flowing traffic. I don't know if you guys can see anything, but this is Hero 8. It's supposed to be better than Session 5. By the way, last video I did about driving on 68 in Ohio, my original plan was to show you real driving with the engine noise, and I know some people enjoy that, like hearing the engine, and I was shifting and stuff like that, picking up speed, slowing down. But then I was using the Session 5 in a little frame here on the dash in front of the steering wheel, and when I uploaded the video into the computer, as soon as I stopped talking, you know, that initial like 10 minutes when I'm talking, like introduction, and then I start driving, when I start driving, that thing was, I didn't even realize that it was rattling all the time. I heard it occasionally rattle, and so that's when I would put my finger on the frame and it was quiet. But turns out no, like that whole thing was shaking and rattling, and it was very annoying. So I could not leave the audio. I had to kill the audio. And of course, you know, you cannot just have a movie without any kind of audio. That's why I just took all the tracks I had in my library on the MacBook, and of course they all from YouTube. And I chose the mood, you know, kind of like relaxing, calm. But I know there was one song with a fast beat, and despite what some people think, there's no Russian music in there. I'm not sure why everybody, whenever they hear disco, they're, oh, Russian disco music. That music is from YouTube. Like, where else I would take music that's legal to be used in a video? Because it's all, you know, it's property of somebody, right? But YouTube has a library, audio library, and you go there and you pick the mood or the genre you want, and you can check it out. You can listen to a brief you know, to like a sample, and then you decide whether you want to use it, and then you download it to your computer. So there's no like, there's moods like happy, angry, or there's genre like rock, pop, but there's nothing that says like Russian disco music. So whatever you hear, that's American and Canadian music. Why do people have to bring nationality into this? So anyway, yeah, and that's why, and I wanted to do that video real speed, just thinking, you know, maybe somebody want to see kind of like a, you know, first-hand experience. But then the video was like hour 10 minutes long, and so I used the ×2 playback, which I can do on the MacBook. I could have used 4 × 4 × 8, but then it's real fast, you cannot see anything. I think ×2 is good. So most of the time I was driving 60 miles an hour, so ×2 means that what you see is kind of like as if you're driving 120 miles an hour, which I think is cool. But me personally, I checked that video after it was uploaded. I kind of like it. It's really, you know, all this open space, good quality video, good visibility, like little houses and farms flowing by. I think it would look good on a big TV screen. Oh wow, check this out. 0C, so 32F. I don't want to stop on the road like this. It looks all black, and can be kind of treacherous, you know. But I guess that's where, so we are, I see the mile marker 61.6 up ahead on the right. But where's all the vehicles? And oh, that's 67.6. Okay, so it's 67/6, as they say, and they said the crash was 66.2, because there should be some mass on the shoulder, either on that one or on this one, but over here everything is good. Yeah, I think I know where I saw this hill. So the road goes up now slightly, and then it goes down. I think that's where it happened. Probably people were flying by pretty fast, and going down they lost traction. So the guy from Manitoba, whom I met a couple of months ago when I was returning from a Manitoba trip, and this guy was chasing me, right? He came, he followed me inside the truck stop. He just wanted to see my trailer with the Jeep, and I think I mentioned that before. And so this guy says he wanted to buy my trailer, right? And that's when, a few months ago, if you remember, I was thinking of trading in my trailer for a 65-ton, and then of course that guy disappeared. I couldn't, the money I owe on the trailer is too high to sell it, and I tried to deal with look at that. That's not a cop, it's like a private citizen driving on the shoulder. Another one. Uh-oh. Probably saw cops in there, because there's a bunch of cops, and this guy in a white Jeep was driving on the shoulder and just went in here. You see? People are cheating. And usually the vast majority, I'm telling you from my experience, the vast majority of accidents, they all involve vehicles with all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. Because what these guys don't realize is that, yeah, when you accelerate, you're good, you're 4x4, but when you brake, it's not 4x4. Well, all your wheels are braking, but you can lose traction just as the other guy who has just a regular 4x2 or 2x4. So they always think they're invisible to bad weather. Yeah, this is fun. Kind of like feels like Christmas. I don't know. Wait a second, what Christmas? It's already February. Well, next Christmas. Christmas 2021. This would be like a picture, you know? When everybody's coming home, I'll be home for Christmas, there's Christmas music on the radio, and you're sitting in your truck with no food, no water for 3 days on the freeway. Well, the good thing, at least I had food, you know? I stopped, oh yeah, yesterday. Was it yesterday? Yeah. I was in Michigan only yesterday, right? In, today's Thursday. Yeah, Wednesday. Wednesday at 12 o'clock, I was in the same Smith Creek, where I got some fuel, and I ran across the street to Myers to get some food, and for some reason I decided to get, of course, there are too many calories, but I decided to buy these, you know, these cheap nuts. I forgot, like raw nuts, and I still had them in the truck now, so I was nibbling on these peanuts. That's what they are, like raw, you know, not cooked, just raw peanuts. They're very cheap, but they're pretty nutritious, except I'm not supposed to eat them if I want to stick to a carnivore diet, because they're pretty, if you read any of the books on this, they say basically all vegetables are out to get you because they don't want to be eaten, and the worst offenders are beans and peas. Basically they have some chemicals in them that cause harm to the human body. And they say fruits, that's why fruits are so sweet, is because their plan is they want animals to eat them, animals and people. And of course you cannot digest the seeds, right? So you eat the fruit, like apples, whatever, and then you swallow some seeds, and then of course, you know, when you go to a bathroom, right, so those seeds just come out. And to me that was like kind of interesting. I never thought about this, but that they say that's how fruits, that's why they're so sweet and bright and red and yellow, but that's their secret plan, how they, you know, repopulate. So let's say a wolf or something eats those berries or something, and then it goes to its cave or its shelter and takes a dump, and now you have another bush of blueberries or apples or something. But vegetables are not like that. Oh, I see a guy was pulling on the other side, tractor trailer with so a truck with a full trailer. Didn't see the company name. All right, I really want to get out of this hill because I can see how slippery it is. But I didn't start my any of my locks, axle locks, differential locks. So far so good. I don't feel any spinning. Oh yeah, and so that guy from Manitoba, sorry, I digressed, calls me again 2 days ago. Hey, you still have that trailer? I'm not selling, right? Because that's why I put a deposit down on that flip axle, because the whole idea of trading the trailer, I thought I would get something with a longer neck, right? Like the base neck, 115, 120 inch plus a flip box. So this way it would work better. And then tandem trailer, tandem booster. But like I said, I realized that I owe too much money. It's too early to sell the trailer, and it doesn't make any sense, especially since Fontaine allowed me to add a third axle to the trailer and make it into 3+2, right? And so that axle is now gathering dust at a dealer in the States. But once I pay them, that's my axle. I can hook it up and I'll have 3+2. So that's all I want, right? Well, except it would be nice if I was getting a new trailer, would also probably make the deck a bit lower, like maybe at least make it 20 inches, maybe 18. 18 would be best. Maybe make it a bit longer, like 28 feet. But it wasn't in the cards, right? But then these people, like, I hate it when they do this. Like, the guy disappears, then 2 months later he reappears. So are you still selling the trailer? Hey, this is the guy, you know, from Manitoba. I met you at the Flying J over there. And I said, well, I might, if you give me a good price. And then I talked to, and I'm thinking, okay, what if this guy really buys it, right? So I sent a message to my trailer financing company. Check this out. There's 2 cars in the ditch. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm gonna open the window once we get closer. Like, there's a very steep hill going down. There's some trees in there. And there's 2 cars right there with flashing lights. How did they get in there? Wow, they're just crazy. Well, I think there's a road there. Maybe they were trying to get to a road. I don't know. Like, again, one is I think one is no, both are cars. They just went over the road here. I'm not sure what they were thinking. I think they were trying to get to the road over there. Wow. No, that doesn't look right. They probably just fell off. You see that? Yeah, some kind of a Jeep just stuck at the bottom. And the sign says exit 66, Meta 1 mile. So that's where we are. 66 miles from the Indiana line. But we're slightly moving, right? Are we still in red? Yeah, still in red. Okay, so it should get better. And so I thought, okay, so what if this guy really buys the trailer? You know, if he gives me enough money. And so I emailed my trailer financing company, then I emailed the company where my Jeep is financed, and I asked him for a buyout. I said, can you please update the buyout? I might have a potential buyer. And so they said, okay, so I should get something tomorrow, so I'll have a better idea on where I stand financially with this. But honestly, I don't want to sell. It's just crazy, you know, because I talked to like, if I sell the trailer, like I need a trailer, right? So I called this factory in Quebec that I talked to before, and the guy gave me a quote on a 65 ton a few months back. And he said, and I said, is it still the same price? He says, actually no, because the price of steel went up by about 50%. So he said it's gonna be more expensive now. That's not good. And they said, okay, what's the any other bad news? What's the build time now? Last time he told me 4 months, and he says, well, now we have this crazy wind farm business. We're building a lot of wind farm trailers, like specialized trailers. And he says, if you order a trailer now in February, in the beginning of February, you're looking at about August. What? And I said, you have any rentals? No. And I know in the States it's easy, in Western Canada it's easy, but it's expensive. But you can rent an RGN. But Ontario, Eastern Canada, there's nothing. And plus, you know, like they charge you by the mile. They charge you like a hefty price per month. So it's not pretty. But the worst part is that imagine how much money I would lose if I were to sell, because of course this guy would not wait, you know, like let's say like an option, right? Like an option, the guy gives me, let's say $10,000, and he says, all right, and we shake hands and we agree that he'll buy my trailer for, let's say, 150 grand in August. He's not gonna do that. He needs the trailer now, right? So he wants to give me money, take my trailer, then I don't have any trailers, and then I have to wait till August. And so then the only thing I can do is power only, where I can just use my truck, or I can go and buy some used step deck or flatbed. But my truck is pretty heavy, right? Empty, I'm 27,000 pounds because I have the lift axle. So I would need some super light. You see, everybody's changing lanes. So I'm in the proper lane. So it looks like the left lane is blocked. So I would need like a super light trailer, like maybe, I don't know, aluminum flatbed, which weighs 9,000 pounds. So then, yeah, 27 plus 9 is what, 36. So then I can do 44,000 pounds on the deck. But quite often, like flatbed loads, you know, they want you to carry almost like 50,000 pounds. So my truck is too heavy. Of course, I can take off the lift axle, you know, till I get the trailer. That lift axle is probably, well, even tires. If I take wheels and tires, the super singles, they're probably, I'm guessing, almost 1,000 pounds. 2 wheels, 2 tires. You know? But I don't want to do flatbed. I'm already used to heavy haul. So you see, it's a no-no. So you cannot wait 6 months for a trailer. Well, unless you have a trailer, right? And then you're just ordering another one. So it doesn't make any sense. But the guy says, well, I'll call you next week. And then I talked to my customer, you know, this guy that sends me to Ohio. Like I went to Ohio a couple of times, right? I asked him, I said, what do you think? I have a guy that wants to buy my trailer. And all the loads I did for you were relatively light, like 82,000 pounds, which of course you don't need a 60-ton trailer for that. So I said, do you think, what's the typical, because you know, I'm dealing with him quite often and he pays good and he pays quick. I said, what's your typical weight of your machine that you buy? So if this guy buys my trailer, so shall I go for a 65-ton, or shall I maybe scale back and get a 55 or even 50-ton, because that's all his loads are. You just need a 50-ton trailer. And he rolled back and he says, I would not sell the trailer. He says, if this was me, I would not sell your 60-ton unless the guy offers you really good money. And he says, if I were to sell, I would not go lighter. He says, I would maybe go 65-ton, but I would not go less than 60. That's what he said. And he said, that's just my humble opinion. And I sent him a voice message via text. I said, hey, that's cool. You just reminded me why I sold my 55-ton trailer. Because I see with this 60-ton, right, I can do Cat 336 machines, right? Even though it's not convenient, I'm supposed to change my boosters and necks, but I can do it, right? And that was the whole idea when I was if you remember, when I had a 55-ton, why did I sell it? Because I was losing loads because of the drop side rail, because I was doing a lot of small machines, right? Because I only had 8 axles, and they did not work very well on a drop side rail, especially when I was an owner operator. When I worked for, by owner operator, I mean when I worked for a company. But then I got my own authority, right? So now I can choose loads, and now all I do is big stuff. This is so freaking annoying, you know, like you have to shift every 2 seconds, because these guys cannot just drive it at a regular speed. They keep accelerating, slowing down. So, and it's very slippery, so no wonder there was an accident here, because it's still 0 or 32F. And you see, we passed one cop, and I don't know if you can see it, but the left lane is all covered in snow. There's pretty much no tracks in the middle, so that means that the snow was falling for a couple of hours after the accident. Nobody was using that lane. So all right, and so finally the big show, that's what I waited to show you guys. Let me see, are we recording? Yeah, we're still recording. I know I have fresh battery, but I put in fresh memory card. And of course, before I moved it from the other camera, I made sure I formatted it, because when you use, you know, when you use a memory card from a different camera, this new camera might not recognize it. I had this issue when I bought an SD card and I put it in and I forgot to format it. And then, you know, like an idiot, I'm talking for half an hour, and then I upload the video into the computer, nothing. Well, it shows a file, but it says cannot be opened. And so yeah, I don't think I'll be selling this trailer. despite its shortcomings, I like it. And like I said, that's the big difference between a 55 ton and 60 ton, because with a 60 ton you can still do 55 ton loads, like, you know, Cat 336. That forklift I moved to Quebec, remember, like 80,000-90,000 pounds, I can still do that. But I can also hook up a Jeep and booster and do 110,000 pounds, 115,000 pounds, even 120,000 pounds. You cannot do that with a typical 55 ton unless you have a tandem Jeep booster, you know. And that Fontaine, I don't know if you guys remember, but the oh, you see this? Damaged the guardrail, so probably that's where they hit. Wow, what's going on here? Oh, so only one truck is left. Only one truck is left. Everything is... Oh, check this out. Now they block the other side. Things are moving, but I know it's gonna be I'm ready to for the traffic to slow down, because I can hardly see the lines, and I trust my Google. It says, see, the color is still red, and the guy in front of me is driving in the middle of the road. We're passing some speedway. That's where that guy wanted to go. The guy that on the radio said he had 20 minutes left, and he's so see, now we're moving. Now these guys are all blocked, so this is a really major accident. All right, let's see, can we maybe pass this guy? What do you guys think? Let's see how slippery it is, because I am pretty heavy, right? I have a Jeep on my deck. So the Jeep is 8,000, so I know my empty weight now is 73,500 pounds. And of course, as soon as I pick up speed, there's people jumping in front of me. Yeah, on this kind of a road, I want to have a very large following distance. But in a truck, you know, I'm not afraid to go on this. The trick is not to go on the shoulder, because that's how you end up in the ditch. Because as soon as you go over the pavement and you hit the dirt, that's it. It pulls you in like a swamp, you know. Anyway, you guys probably seen enough, heard enough. So we're gonna shut down here, because it's gonna take me a very long time to do this 140 kilometers, which is what, 85 miles, because I do want to get to the TA, and hopefully they'll do an inspection. I really want to all I want to do is I want to get that sticker, annual inspection sticker. And I'll try to do a video tomorrow. I'll make sure my batteries are charged. We'll try to show you guys loading of that big piece of mining equipment, some kind of a tunnel boring machine that was broke down into 20 truck loads. Massive. All right, thanks for watching. Be safe, stay warm. Ciao.